Kindly subscribe to the channel Cat2 by Manoj Mahajan so that you don't miss out the XAT Most Expected QA question series. Today we're going to look at part 6 over here. So you can see question number 26 over here. Just make sure that you pause the video, spend good time with the problem, try to understand what it is, and then you can look forward to check the answer and the solution. Please make sure that you do join the Cat2 information group so that you can receive the latest updates, motivational stuff, and the free material. You can join the Cat2 Telegram discussion group so that if you have any query, you can ask us. You can discuss your doubts as well. Also, you can look forward to get the guidance and help from our side. Now let's have a look over here of the problem. So it was a super tough problem which appeared way back in the XAT paper. So we are going to look at a trick shortcut to answer such a question. So over here we have 545 contenders. So they are in a circle over here, and what they are looking at is which position should a contender choose if he has to be a leader. So I'll show you one pattern where I'm going to use powers of 2. So 2 to the power of 1, or maybe if you have 2 square to the power of 3, or maybe 2 to the power of 4. 2 की power 5 and so on. So I'm just talking about the pattern where the total contenders are in the powers of 2. It would be very easy to figure out what is the answer once you understand the pattern. So let's say if I pick up, there are 16 people instead of 545. Let me do the numbering also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay. So let's look at the process, what is going to happen. So we are looking the stuff clockwise over here. Should be done in the clockwise fashion written over here. So we're going to start the counting from 1. So in the counting, when we move to the second person, this would be removed, then 4, then 6, all the even numbers 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So what we are left out is over here, let me look at. So after removing these 8 people, you are left out with 8 people again out here. So person number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. So what I'm just trying to say that again now over here, 8 people are there, which is 2Q. So when you look at again the counting from the clockwise direction, if I look over here, so after we have removed the person 16, so 1 will not be removed, 3 will be removed, then 7, then 11, then 15. So how many are left out now? 4 of them, right? So let me just put the numbers out here. 1 is left out, 5 is left out, 9 is left out, and 13 and 1, of course. So when you do the again the clockwise stuff over here, 5 would be removed and 13 would be removed. So we had 4 people out here. Now finally 2 to the power of 1, that is 2 people are left out. So 1 will not be removed out here. 9 will be removed, and what is left out is 1. So see, when the number of contenders which are there on the circle is the number which can be expressed in the powers of 2. So from wherever you are starting the counting, so we were starting from 1, that person is left out. So let's understand over here which position the contender should choose. So he is the leader, right? So over here we have 545 contenders. So what is the power of 2 which is close to 545? So you can look forward as 2 to the power of 9 which is 512. So what we are going to do is 545 we have in total. If I look at the difference between these two, I have is what? 33. So what we are going to do is when we look at which position should the contender choose. So over here we can look forward is that after removing 33 contenders, the number of contenders left out would be nothing but 512, which is the 2 to the power of 9. So when you look at numbers like 1, 2, 3, when you keep writing like this, and this last would be over here is 545. So you start removing the even numbers, 2 you have, then 4 and so on. So 33 contenders if I remove, in that case 66 over here would be removed. So the next number from here is 67. So once you remove the 33 contenders over here, total left out is 512. And now we are starting the counting from 67 out here. So you know that the next number which would be removed is 68 and so on. So if you keep doing so, the final number which would be left would be nothing but 67. So how you got that? 2 into 33, that is 66, plus 1 if I do, that is 67. So I know it's a very tough problem to crack, but if you've understood the concept out here, that if we look at powers of 2, it would be easy for you to figure out the answer. Now, such a question you can expect in the XAT paper. So you should know the basics of the cone for sure. So what is given over here is a cone of radius 4 centimeter with a slant height of 12 centimeter. So this is given as 4. The slant height is given as. Now they are saying that this was sliced horizontally, resulting into the smaller cone, the upper one, and the frustum, the lower one. So let's say if you look at what they're trying to say is, this is the upper portion they're saying. Let's say the curved surface area of this is CSA1, let's say. And the frustum, if I look over here, is, let's say, CSA2. So you know that if I look in terms of volume, right? So that also you should know. So if you look the ratio of the volume V1, that is of the smaller cone, and the bigger would be V1 plus V2, you should know this, is nothing but whatever the radius of the smaller and the bigger ratio we have, it's a cube of it. Or maybe if the height of the smaller cone is small h, and the bigger is capital H, cube of this. Or the slant height of the smaller cone is, let's say, small l, and the bigger is capital L. This would be cube of it, right? So we don't have to use the volume concept over here, but just wanted to remind you if there is a question of volume. Over here, what we have to remember is the CSA of the smaller cone, right? And the CSA of the bigger cone. So let's add these two. So this ratio also you should remember that it is actually the square of the ratio of the radius, or maybe the ratio of the height. If you do that, is also square of it. And if you look the slant height, again square of it. So this we should be aware of. Now what is given over here is the curved surface area of the smaller cone and the lower first term is 1:2. Means if this is 1 unit, this would be 2 they are saying. So can I write this as 1 upon 1 plus 2 as a ratio wise? So we have to get the slant height of the frustum. So this portion we have to look forward to figure out. Let me draw with the black line out here. So total I know is what? 12. That is your capital L also. Small l would be, let's say, this much if I look over here. So from capital L, if I subtract small l, I'll get the answer 8. So let's use this basics out here. So L upon capital L square is what? 1 by 3. So if I do under root of this, so small l upon capital L is 1 by root 3. So capital L is 12. So can I calculate small l? That would be 12 by root 3, which if you further simplify would be nothing but 4 root 3. So if I calculate this value now, 12 minus 4 root 3, I can get the answer, which is your option number D out here. So don't forget to join the CAT2 information group and the CAT2 and discussion group on the Telegram. So you can give some time again to solve this question, and then you can look forward to get the solution and the answer through the video. So what is given to us is a 25 feet long ladder is placed against the wall with its base 7 feet away from the wall. Something like this, if you try understand, is given to us 7 and this is 25. So you can use the Pythagoras 25 square minus 7 square and you do under root of the whole part, you can get this value. But remember one trick shortcut, when one of the side of a right angle triangle, not the hypotenuse I'm talking about, is given to us and that's an odd number. So one of the triplet we can always figure out, like 7 we had over here. So square of that number plus minus 1 divided by 2. So there's a trick which I keep teaching in my classes also. So this gives me 24 and 25 along with 7. So one of the triplet I can figure out. So 725 is already there. So 24, this would be the value rate. Now they're saying the base of the ladder is drawn out so that the top comes down by half the distance that the base is drawn out. So we have to do half of it. So I'm just assuming this to be, let's say 2x. In that case, this part would be x. That's what is given. So the question talks about this distance in the range. So which they're talking about is 2x, correct? So as I told you, there is a shortcut for if one of the side of the right angle triangle is an odd number, and of course that is not the uh, hypotenuse, you can get the one of the triplet like this. Similarly, if one of the side of a triangle which is not the hypotenuse is an even number, you can apply the trick. Let's say if I pick up 8 as one of the numbers, right? So 8 square plus minus 4 divided by 4. So with 8, you can figure out one of the triplet out here. So 64 plus 4 is what? 68 by 4 is how much? That would be 17. And when you do minus 4, 60 by 4 would be 15. So remember the trick, what I'm talking about over here, that would be handy in some of the question, right? So what do I get over here is this much portion would be 24 minus x. So let me just name the angle ABC. This would be, let's say, BDE. So BD I get is 24 minus x. So you can again, D would remain again same, that is 25, as this is the uh, ladder of 25 feet, right? So we have to make the again the concept of Pythagoras I can apply. So 25 minus x whole square plus 7 plus 2x whole square is equal to what? 25 square. So I'm applying the Pythagoras in the triangle right angle, that is DBE. So this is what you can look forward to do it. And if you make the quadratic out here, you can look forward to get the value of x. And then you can get the answer 2x also. But I would suggest that 25 is here. So one of the triplet also you should remember is 3, 4, 5. That is at times tested also in the paper. So if you make this 25, so we're just giving a hit and trial out here. So 5 into 5, 25. So we can try with what? 20. And this would be 15. So if you look this 2x value, right? If it becomes 8, in that case, this becomes what? 15 square, right? X would be what, 4. This becomes what, 20 square. So yes, it is satisfying. 15 square plus 20 square is what, 25 square. Otherwise, you had to solve this quadratic and get the answer. So remember such kind of trick shortcuts also. So the answer we are getting is 8. That's what we have to figure out. So a lot of students would mark option B over here, which would actually be incorrect because see, this is open interval, right? So 8 has to be there, the answer. So this is open interval. So 8 is not included. It has to be a closed interval like this so that 8 could have been counted, but it is not given out here. So the correct answer for this problem would be nothing but none of these. That is option E. And the value which is coming out is 8. So this is your question number 29. So I would say that give a try and then probably you can look forward to check the solution from the video. It's a very, very tough problem which appeared in one of these art paper. So we'll try to make a little easy for all of you so that you can answer such a question if it comes again. But try avoid doing it initially because it's a time taking problem for sure. So let's make the concept out here. Have what a rectangle given in the problem. So A, B, C, D, let's say you have the rectangle out here. Now what is P, Q, R given? P is the midpoint, let's say out here. You have what Q as the midpoint over here. And R is a midpoint out here. So this is what is given to us, correct? Now they're saying there is a point S lies on the line QR. Okay. So in such a way that the ratio is what, 1 is to 3. That's what they have given over here. Now the question talks about the area of the triangle. What is the ratio of the area of triangle APS? Top one. So to check out the solution upon area of the rectangle ABCD. So this is what we have to figure out. Now look, the answer is fixed out here out of the 5 choices which we have over here. So we can look forward to assume some dimension of the rectangle so that it is a little easier for us. So what I'm doing is I'm using the triplet 3, 4, 5 over here. So we have to divide whatever RQ comes out to be in the ratio 1 is to 3, right? So we should look forward to take a multiple of 4 in that case. So 3, 4, 5, just one of the triplet I picked up right now. So into 4, if I do, this would become what, 20. This would become what, 16. This would become what, 12. Okay. So what I'm doing is, if I assume this to be 20 RQ, and I can easily divide this in the ratio 1 is to 3. So this would be what, 5. This would be what, 15, correct? So I can assume the triplet 12, 16, 20. So I'm assuming RD to be, let's say, 12. This would be what, 16. So this is also 12. This is what, 16. And this will also be what, AD and BC are equal. So this will also be 12 and 12. So what is the area of the rectangle we can write in the ratio out here? So 16 plus 16, one of the side 32 into what, 24. So this is what we are getting over here. Over here in the problem, the options you look in the denominator, 128 is there throughout. Okay. So let's see what we are going to have in the numerator part over here. So if I join this, and join this, this is what we have to figure out. The area of the triangle APS, correct? So this was 5. So what I'm doing out here, let's understand. So R and P are the midpoint. So okay, let me draw with this the dotted line over here. This also I'm looking forward to add. Seriously, a tough one. So let's see how we're going to do this problem out here. Can we figure out this area of the triangle uh, PQR? Yes, we can do it. So what we are trying to figure out is the area, right? So base I can take is PR. So half base into height I'm applying. So that would be nothing but 32, right? And the height of this, if you drop the perpendicular from Q to PR, that would be nothing but 12 over here, right? So what do I get is this value is 192, correct? Now why I did so, because from here I can easily figure out the area of triangle PSR. So I can divide the triangle RPQ in the ratio of 1 is to 3, because the triangle RPS and PQS, the vertex is same and the base is on the same straight line and the base is in the ratio of 1 is to 3. Height would be same for these two triangles. So I can say that the area of the triangle PSR would be nothing but 1 by 4. So we have divided into 1 is to 3, right? So 1 by 4 of what? 192. So this would give me what? 4, 4 into 4 is 16. So 48 I'm going to have the area of the triangle PSR. So let me just use some color so that I can make you understand what I found. So this portion and this portion is the value 48, right? Now what we are doing is, can we get the value of area of triangle APR? So that would be also what half base is what we can pick up RP, that is 32, and what is the height we are going to have over here is that is 12. Or you can look at that you have another rectangle ABPR and we are drawing the diagonal AP, so it is going to divide the area of this triangle, rectangle ABPR. It is going to divide, that would be half of the area of the rectangle ABPR. So that also you can look how to do it, and this is also absolutely correct. So this will give me again what? 192, right? So what we figured out, let me use some other color out here. So we got this over here and we got this much also. So the green and the red, which I'm looking at over here, right? So we are able to figure out this much. So can we understand one thing out here, that if I look forward to add area of triangle PSR and area of triangle APR, so that's how much? 192 plus 48 if I do is what? 240, right? So what is this 240? If I look out here is this black which I've shaded, blue which I've shaded, green which I've shaded, and the red also, right? So this is the sum total if I look over here, right? Now from this, if I subtract the area of triangle ARS, so let me draw this outside. If I subtract this area, I would actually get what I wanted to find out, and I can put it over here in the numerator, right? So this is A, this is R, this is S. So we have to figure out this area. So what you can do is to get this area of triangle ARS, right? I'm using again half base into height. So 1 by 2, what is the base I took is 12, that is AR. So we just need to get the height over here dropped. So once if I can figure out this, I can substitute and get the answer right. So how can you get this height over here is, let me use some other color so that it's clear to all of you. So this we have to figure out, right, the blue line which I have drawn over here. So can I use the basic similarity concept in the triangle RDQ, and let me name this as point E, RES, right? So what I can do is ES upon DQ, that is 16, is in the same ratio as what? RS upon RQ. So which would be what? 5 upon 20. So what do I get? ES out here is nothing but 4. So let me put 4 over here, the value of the perpendicular. So this is coming out to be 4, right? So what do I get is um, 24 over here. So that is the area of the triangle ARS, which is the blue and the green part. So what we had is 240, which was uh, the green portion, the blue, the red, and the black. So from 240, if I subtract 24, so that is there in the numerator, we can look forward to keep out here. So 240 minus 24. So it's a really tough one, right? So try avoid such a question in the beginning for sure. And maybe towards the end, if everything is done and you don't have much left out to be done in the XAT paper, everything is difficult, then only maybe such a question can be given a try. Otherwise, look forward for something easier in the XAT paper. So there's nothing but 216 upon what I have is 32 into 24. So if you look at 216 is what? 6 cubes. So if I cancel out with 6 out here, is left out is 36. This would be what? 4. So what do I get? 36 upon 128. So a really tough one. Option A is the correct answer out here. So I have tried to make it a little easy for all of you. So uh, uh, just avoid such a question definitely in the beginning, right? So let's come to the last question of this part 6 out here. So such a question you can look forward to give a try in the exam hall. So it's on the time speed distance. I'll just tell you one trick out here. So it was supposed to take off at 6:30 a.m., right? And it got delayed by 3 hours, right? Now the question talks about, had the pilot increased the average speed by 350 kilometer per hour, then when would have the flight reached destination, right? So whatever time you get over here, a lot of people would add in 6:30 because that is visible to us in the problem. But actually that time should be added in 9:30 a.m., right? So there is a difference of 3 hours out here. And if you look closely, the two options out here, third and fourth, there is a difference of 3 hours. Highly likely there is a chance that option 4 should be the right answer, because a lot of students would look forward to mark option 3 because 6:30 is a time in which they're going to add the time taken over here in the problem. So just an idea that chances are very high that the answer should be option 4. So just a thought process from my side. I'm not suggesting to go for flukes, right? So now let's look over here how we could have answered this. So the flight got delayed by 3 hours. Okay. Now the pilot has increased the average speed by 100 kilometer per hour from the initially planned average speed. So let's say that is S. So to reduce the overall delay to 1 hour. So initially it was 3 hours. Now it is the delay is 1 hour. So difference is of 2 hours out here. So the basic equation should have been 11200. Whatever the initial average speed was there, divide by time taken. So 11200, if I divide upon S plus 100. So this difference should have been of 2 hours, right? So initially the delay was of 3 hours. Now it is of just 1 hour. So this difference should be 2 hours. So now you can use the basic quadratic and try to get the answer, but I'll tell you one more way out, that how you can get the value of s by using the method which I'm teaching you over here. Otherwise, you make a quadratic, you will get the answer s. And once you get the s, what they're asking is, let's calculate the time over here, which we have to calculate 11200 upon s plus 350 we are going to do. Now this time you are going to add in what? 930 to get the answer, not in 630. So let's see how we can figure out this. If I remove 2, this would be what? 5600 into 1 upon s minus 1 upon s plus 100. Can I write like this? Yes. Now further, if you go 5600 into what? S plus 100 minus s would be what? 100 over here upon what? S into s plus 100. So this is what we have. So of course we can make a quadratic, get the answer. So but let's understand over here. You have to express this number 5600 into 100 as a product of two numbers with a difference of 100. So can you write over here 7828 into 100 into 100? So this is, a lot of students do it in the exam also. You should also learn such a thing. So now you can figure out that the value of s has to be nothing but 700, because the answer is fixed. So I'm not looking for more solutions out here. So s is 700. So the answer, let's calculate the time first. 11200 divided by 700 plus 355 to 1050. So you have to calculate this value. So 1120 upon 105. So if you calculate this, it comes out to be 10.66. So 10 hours, and if I convert into minutes, so 2/3 of 60 would be what? 40 minutes. So add this 10 hours plus 930 would be giving what? 730, and then you add 40, it will give me what? 810, and that would be PM, right? So we are done with the first 6 part in this series. I'll be coming with more parts before the XAT. So make sure that you keep uh, following us. And if you have reached till here, please make sure that you do like, comment, and share the videos with these Aspirant. Do join CAT 2IM information group. Do join CAT 2IM discussion group. Thank you so much.